Hey friends, good to see you. It's Saturday. That means it's time for your Saturday Psychic Sampler, where you ask specific questions and I will do my best to give you specific answers. This is your time to ask any question you would like to ask. The juicier, the better. Hey, Kim Morris, good to see you. So get those juicy questions in, seriously. And let's, without further delay, let's hop on over to CardCam, where you will see I'm feeling a bit ambitious. Y'all know that in the live streams where I'm using like more than one card per person, I'm kind of picky about which decks I use. And this is not in the usual lineup, but I was feeling, what's the word? I was feeling inspired, and your Tarot Fairy Godmother wanted to use Fairy Tarot, and so we shall. We'll see how it goes, and I reserve the right to switch to another deck if I feel like I need to. Yes, Country Loved Homestead, it is time for the juicy questions. Now, right off, we have a prayer request from Jeannie Mnuchin. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. Andy and Colleen, son-in-law Andy, daughter Colleen, they're in LA. The air quality is terrible. Andy caught a neurovirus. Like, even people who still have their homes are suffering. And so send what energy you can. That's the thing, right? That's what we have to do. And honestly, and you don't need me to say it, there are a lot of organizations collecting resources as well. If you have the ability, please do. All right. So, the first question I see is, I got fired from my job. Can I ask why? They didn't tell me the reason. I think it's because the girl that was training me. Can I find another job? Let's see. And I'm so sorry that happened. I feel like, here's the thing. I feel like your anxiety got triggered. I feel like you had an experience, perhaps with that very person you're speaking of. Your anxiety got triggered. And something about the way you presented caused them to say, yeah, this is not going to work. So I think what you have to do going forward is be careful about not letting ridiculous people trigger your anxiety. I'm so sorry this happened. Do we see you getting another job? Yeah. The thing is, yeah, absolutely. I think it's worrisome and upsetting, but I think that you're able to get another job and it'll be fine. So just don't worry about it. Get another job. But remember that, I think for a lot of us, the workplace can be a very anxiety-producing place, even in the beginning. And so be careful about what reactions you're showing to people. Okay. JD Estrada, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. I would like to ask if you see H stalking any of my social media recently. Oh, very likely. Very freaking likely, yes. Yes. Can't convict someone based on what I see, but very likely, yes. Nikita Gupta, good to see you. When will AD and I move out of our current place of living? Not as quickly as you would like. I think you'd like to move out immediately, but I think you're not going to be ready for a few months. And I feel like you really want to move. I don't feel like AD sees it as urgently as you do. All right. Nalini Kalu, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Florida is where I plan on staying if I stay in the U.S. Do you see another country in the cards for me? If so, would you be able to give any details on where or what will move me? Okay, so theoretically, I mean, I think you're open to all possibilities, but I think we need to stay open to all possibilities. For now, the obvious thing is you're going to stay somewhere in Florida. Maybe not exactly where you are, but somewhere in Florida. Do I think at some point in your life you might end up somewhere else? I mean, anything is possible. And I think it's really good for you, Nalini, to sort of open up to that idea that anything is possible. Any crazy set of circumstances could take you on a wild and wonderful adventure. But for now, focusing on blooming where you're planted is the right thing. All right, and Jeannie Mnuchin, thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. Your question. Okay. You mentioned finding a host for my upcoming show that isn't me. As it gets closer, this feels really important. As much as possible, I'd like to have only one role as a performer. I understand. No one comes to mind. I'm thinking about asking Beth and Julie if they know anyone. Will that reveal any leads? Anyone from recent improvisation group? Maybe Brett, Tom, or Mark. Okay. So if you ask Beth and Julie, well, and especially since there's a stipend, I feel like one of them will want to volunteer. So if you don't want one of them, maybe not. Your recent improv group, oh, that's where you're going to find it. Just go to the recent improv group right there. That's where you're going to find it. Oh, good, good, good. Melissa Grosso, thanks for being, oh, wait a minute. You're next to be next. Melissa, you're coming up. My eyes got caught by Eddie Haskell, and I'm like, oh, you know I want to read that. Jeannie, you are very welcome. Barbie Bird, you're actually next, and then Melissa. Barbie Bird, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Insight into the first quarter of the year, opportunities in love, work, and money in the first quarter of the new year. I feel like you're really, when it comes to love, you're really torn between making wise decisions, and that might mean staying single, or just relaxing and having fun, and that might mean whatever. And I think you're doing a lot of deep healing around relationship issues, self-worth issues, abandonment issues, all kind of issues. And I think that healing is the primary romantic energy in these first 3 months. Now, that doesn't mean there won't be relationships there. There sure could be. But the most important part is the healing, and anything else is just more about the D, really, which is fine. When do we see you finding an actual relationship? Well, as soon as you do that work of your self-worth, then you find your relationship. Like, it does feel pretty quick, and that could be within the first quarter. It could be. And as far as work and money, I think, like, the new job is fine, and it's good you found a job and you're well liked there, but I think there's larger questions around where you want your career to go and what you want that to be, because I think right now there's things you like and things you don't like, and I don't feel like you've given yourself permission, again, because of the self-worth journey. Like, I think there's a party that's like, I've got a job, I should be happy I have a job, end of story. But I also think that's coming from a place of low self-worth. So I think the first quarter has to be dedicated to self-worth, and all good things emanate from that. That's what I think. Okay. Melissa, it's an Eddie Haskell story. Here we go. Here we go. He's been very nice to me, which has you suspicious. Understood. What's going on with him? He's been peacocking with my new boss about some disaster recovery projects he works on. There are also a few positions that opened up. He would get a pay raise, but would still report to me and have a technical specialty for 20% of his work week. Curious if he applies to this and just what is going on in general. I'm being nice as always, but have an eye to any swords he might try to stab me in the back with. Yeah, wise. Wise, wise, wise. Okay. Is he going to go for one of those positions that have opened up? I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say because he has it pretty cushy where he is. If he goes for it, man, very hard to say. If he goes for it, he would probably get it. And if he got it, that might make your life a little easier. You know, I don't know why it would make your life easier, but it might. Now, why is he being super nice to you? Because he is getting ready to do something. Look at that 7 of freaking swords. He is getting ready to do something. What is he getting ready to do? I think it's exactly that. I think he's getting ready to apply for one of those positions, and I think he needs you to sign off on it. I think he can't do it without you signing off. So I think yes, he does want to. B, he needs you to sign off, and that's why he's being nice. Yeah, and he always is, Melissa, the 7 of swords. Now, is he plotting anything more dastardly? Is he plotting anything, is he plotting anything more dastardly? Is he, is he trying to go to the new boss and say bad things about you? If he does, he's going to get a very cool reception. So that's interesting. Your new boss will protect you. And is he coming for you in any other way? He might be. How could he come at you? I think he could try to I think he's going to try to go to the new boss and make a complaint. Now, he's made a complaint before. And so there's 2 things here. There's the possibility that he is going to go for that new job and needs you to do that. And I don't think that that's a bad thing if he does. There's also the possibility, and these things are not mutually exclusive, that he's going to try to go to the new boss and manufacture. It would have to be a manufactured complaint, right? And I don't know if it would be official or unofficial, but he has a new person to bring his case to. It's a stupid case, but he has a new person to do that. So how is that all going to shake out? Barbie, yes, you did. I think it's going to shake out that the new boss will affirm your leadership, and that if he wants the promotion, he can probably get it. And there it is, so I think this whole thing has him in more of a tizzy than it does you, because he always has to jockey for position because that's what he does. And so anytime there's a shift in the power structure, he has to go try and insert himself. I think the new boss is very wise to that, and, whatever. So don't let it bother you, but obviously be careful because he will stab you in the back the first chance he gets. And so just don't give him a chance and don't worry about it. Okay, Barbie. And Melissa, you have every right to be suspicious there. He is exactly what we think he is. All right. Mary, good to see you. Thanks for being here. What do I need to know before next Monday's job interview? I have a weird feeling about this one. Could it be just anxiety or a sign telling me this is not for you? I would say don't interpret that at all. Don't interpret the weird feeling. at all. Wait until you have the interview and see how you feel, because there are many, many possibilities. And it may be that this is not for you, but it may be that it is. So don't interpret it. That's what I'm going to say. Stay with an open mind. Barbie. Barbie, 100% larger question about career. I have no clue what I want to do, so I'm content for now, I guess. But here's the thing. The reason you don't know what you want to do is because you're not grounded in your own self-worth. How do you work on self-worth? That's a great question. Google on that. Ask AI. Like, that's a question I would really ask ChatGPT, honestly. And, give your age, gender, and where you live, and see what it says. But that is a journey. So now you're having self-worth issues about your self-worth journey. You are never enough. The journey is never enough. Like that, it's the same thing, right? Like you're proving why this is a journey you haven't done yet. Maybe you think you have. Maybe you've done some pieces of it. But there it is. It doesn't mean you're not okay, Barbie. But it does mean that you are smart enough to want for yourself really good things. But then in shooting for those things, you pull your punches. And you have to believe in your worthiness for those good things. And there it is. So I think it's about changing what you tell yourself. I think it's at looking at your training, your childhood training, and how you were trained to be less, and how you push back against that now. And see what other good advice there is. I'm all for good self-care. Yeah. It takes a while. And on a therapeutic level, I'm a huge fan of EMDR. If you can find an EMDR practitioner, that's always a good way to go. All right. Smile Soul 20, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. You've done that for years. Okay, good. But not with dramatic effect, huh? I would say look for the thing where there's dramatic effect. Like if you've done it for years and you don't have dramatic effect, then find another thing. There's 8% of the population that doesn't really respond. And if you're in that percentage, then there's that. So try something else. All right. Gemini Sun, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a moderator. Yeah, Barbie Bird, I would. Like my EMDR experience was 2 weeks after my second session and me walking out saying, I'm never coming back again because this is hokey. 2 weeks after that, I had a profound healing experience that shifted freaking everything. And that's what I want for you. I want that shift where it's just like, oh, yes. Yeah, so good. You had some great sessions. That's good. Sometimes it's just one little that needs to happen. And then everything shifts. So what someone told me, and I will tell you, Barbie Bird, is it will feel like between you and your happiness is a freaking brick wall. But it's not. It's more like a tissue paper. And yeah, if you've been in therapy all this time, maybe a break will help. That's good too. Like switching something up is a good idea. Okay. All right, Gemini Sun. Thanks for being a moderator. Hang in there, Barbie Bird. It will I think there's more hope than you realize. Okay. What do the cards have to say about me moving? This is Gemini Sun. Thanks for being a moderator. I'm definitely moving. There's options A or B. Really leaning toward B. Asking the cards myself and feel like I would feel I know, but would love a little more guidance because it's causing me a lot of anxiety. I understand. All right. So moving A or B? B feels harder at first, but ultimately more supportive. So I can lean to B as well. This whole thing is hard and worrisome no matter what. But, and I think A would be okay if you wanted it. But I'm fine with B. If B feels better, I'm fine with it. At first, it's going to feel hard. Then it'll get easier. All right. Trey Cameron, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. Is there a reason why I had a dream of a particular game that I had quit and subsequently went back to, and now I'm having a lot of fun with it? Maybe I'll meet a new friend on it or something. The dream came the night I kind of decided that another friend group I'm part of was starting to annoy me and that I was going to start taking some time away from them. Then my Friday cards seemed to be focused around friendship and finding true friends. Got it. Okay. So the dream of the game that you quit and now have gone back to and are enjoying. You know, I think it's this whole thing, like it's not about a particular group. I think it's saying something about you and your social energy, that you can enjoy an activity with a group of people. You can enjoy being part of a community. You can enjoy that for a period of time and maybe forever. But sometimes you got to pull away because the energy changes or your energy changes or something, and you'll be annoyed. But maybe we don't decide that, well, they turned into a bunch of a-holes. Like maybe it's not that. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. And we'll allow ourselves to go back. Like, I think this is about giving yourself grace to leave and come back. Leave and come back. And that's okay. And that the best friend groups will welcome you when you're back, will miss you without guilt and shame when you're not there. And let that be that. I think that's what the message is. Let me know what you think. Okay, Pip, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. Can't wait for your StaarCon presentation. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Anything C can do to help his house sell? Definitely have faith in it. Any sort of magical things, you know, the green string on the door, or the St. Anthony, or any of that, or red string, I've heard both, any of that. And maybe some communication about it on social media. And when do I actually see it selling? It's gonna take a minute. It'll happen, but it'll take at least a few weeks, maybe a few months. All right. Ali Mammon, good to see you. Glad you're here. So StaarCon will be in 2 weeks, so still time to get your ticket. Things are coming along very well. Join us in person or online. Anyone who is interested in StaarCon, and who wouldn't be, there is a link to learn all about it in the description. It is coming up in 2 weeks. Ticket prices range from $10 to $500. You can join us in person or online. So there's definitely a ticket for you. All right. Okay, so we're looking at people you care about, and we're wondering if they're healthy. So E could make some better choices, but I think is okay. Liv seems fine. I'm not worried. Ski seems better, like making better choices now. And we've got STO. Might be under doctor's care for something, but ultimately I think we'll be good. So basically, yes. Okay, Penny, for your thoughts. This is such a hard question. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. And thanks for being a moderator. Is it time to let my old dog pass over? He is so loved by so many, and he seems happy. But he's almost blind, and it's happened in like 2 months. He also seems confused. Not strange, as he suddenly can't see. I so worry about him. And also S, how will she be without him? He sleeps on her pillow every night. So first of all, how will she be? I mean, she'll be sad, but she understands, and it's part of life, and it's part of growth and all of that. So she'll be okay. Oh, I see your follow-up, Trey. Yes, I will answer that. I will answer that as soon as I'm done here. Yes, thank you. And when we look at the dog, like, is the dog ready to go? We're getting there. We're getting there. I feel like it could be any time in the next week. It could be any time in the next month. Up to you, but we are getting there. Yes, 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 yes. And all will be well. I think the dog right this minute is having some frustration, but still has some quality of life. But as you see, that will be changing very quickly. Trey, right, they aren't assholes. Will you meet anyone interesting on this game? Maybe extraordinarily interesting and earth-shaking even. Maybe someone who will, like, this could go really well or really badly, Trey. You could meet someone that's really interesting. You could meet someone that changes your worldview. You could also meet someone that's really interesting and then turns into an a-hole. So, unpredictable. But let us just say, I'm going to say be careful if you start a friendship with the people on this game. Be careful. And maybe do keep it shallow for right now. Yeah, that might be a good idea. All right. Revival of Venus, good to see you. I recently asked you about a dream I had regarding a man I dated. 2 to 3 weeks later, I dreamt of him again. I was at a hospital where he was admitted. The nurse in charge, for some reason, handed me his chart. Much of what was written on the paper, much more was written on the paper, but I was only allowed to read a line. He was admitted for being disoriented. Wow. What do I need to understand from this dream? And he's been blocked for a good while now, and you haven't heard from him since. I've got my theories, which is that there is a whole history that you don't know about, and that what you are allowed to know is he did not have the mental or emotional capacity. Like, that's what I think about in terms of disorientation. He just didn't have the capacity, so it wasn't about you at all. And what the cards say is, yeah, exactly that. This is about helping to understand why he was the way he was, that it wasn't about you, and that he is a person who needs healing. He was in the freaking hospital. And that's not for you to do, but it's also not for you to perseverate on, because this is his issue, not yours. All right. Okay, Adria Roy, good to see you. Thanks for being here. What does A feel or think of you? Let's see. I feel like he's been thinking about communicating with you, but is choosing not to. And I think it's because he's afraid that you're going to hold him accountable for some things he does not want to be held accountable for. So that's why I think you haven't heard from him. All right. Jenny, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Do the cards have any advice for me to let go of a family relationship? I wish to make amends, but my sister-in-law does not. My sister-in-law and husband do not speak. How to let go? Well, I think there's a couple things here. First of all, I think you feel like you have a personal responsibility to fix the relationship, and that if you do not, it reflects on you. And the thing is, none of this is about you. It doesn't reflect on you at all. You've done everything you possibly can here. And when we look at your sister-in-law, like, you can't do anything with that. She's illogical. She is completely stuck and stubborn. That's not you. It's not you. And so, like, what I'm going to say is, the reality is you're not missing anything valuable here. You've been taught that you're missing something valuable, and you've been taught that you're bad if you can't find a way to make it work, but neither of those things are true. And that's how you deal with it. I think you let go by recognizing that being relinquished of a responsibility to hang out with obnoxious people is ideal, really. Really. Sorry, I know it's hard. And interestingly here, the next question is also about family estrangement. Pat Rainville, good to see you. Most of my family of origin is currently estranged. Do you see any of us ever reconciling? I think in your case, some will and some won't. Jenny, right on point. Thank you so much. It's hard to let go. I get it. But I feel like you're not letting go of, like, people that you care about. You're letting go of stories that you were told you had to care about. And if you can understand that distinction, that might help. And that was for Jenny. Now, Pat, when we look at your family, like, there's a bunch of different stories here. And so I think some people will reconcile and some won't and shouldn't. Like, there are some people there you're going to be better off not being in contact with, but and need to kind of get okay with that. But I think there's at least one or two that would be potentially worthwhile having some connection with. The thing is, it's really important for the people in this equation who are able to be conscious, like yourself. It's very important to see this for what it is. And in this way, I am sort of seeing it akin to Jenny, because some of these people, like, if they weren't family, I don't think you'd want to spend time with them. And so the fact that they are family, why does that make you want to spend time with them? Like, that's the question. It's like we've been taught that if we're blood related to someone or have a history with someone, we should want to spend time with them, even if they're objectively unpleasant. And I just wonder why. So there may be, like, I think there will be some, like, with the good people, there will be reconciliation. With the more unhealed people, there probably will not or should not be. And coming to a place of okayness about that is probably the thing. All right. Andrea 54 Hector, good to see you. Does Carlos really want to start over again? And is that why he's calling me again? We're in contact now. Oh, and I'm so sorry you just lost your dog. I'm so sorry, Andrea. That's terrible. Okay. So does Carlos really want to start over? No. No. Carlos is lonely and wants the benefit of your company. And as soon as he gets what he wants, he'll be gone again. Or as soon as he finds something more interesting, he'll be gone again. No, leave it alone. Leave it alone. You know how he is. And everyone send some love to Andrea 54 Hector because of the loss of their dog. Okay, Kim Morris, what an interesting question. Is Robert going to be what I think he will be? Maybe in some way, but maybe not. Maybe not. I think there's a lot here that could surprise you, even in very positive ways. So maybe yes, but also maybe even more. Maybe better. Maybe better. Okay. Everett Braggs, good to see you. What's coming up for me in the upcoming week? There may be some family issues, and you have to be very careful about like your needs and the needs of the people you care about. Make sure you're doing what you need to do. There may also be issues around communication. So make sure you're communicating very clearly. Put the past in the past, and we've got all major arcana. So there could be big life situations, big life experiences. So be open to that. Kim, you are very welcome. Oh, Trey, maybe we could do a separate reading on LA. Yeah, that makes sense. What do we think? Oh, King of Wands reversed. So that to me would say, you know, yes, there's all kinds of questioning of leadership of the firefighting community, like literally King of Wands reversed, questioning the firefighting community. But I think that there's way too much blame and second guessing going on now. That would really be for later when this is over. I think they will get control of it very quickly. The devastation, of course, is terrible. But, you know, there will be rebuilding. There will be starting again. And there are some losses that are permanent losses. And there it is. How will this reshape LA? The problem really is how much bullshit this leaves room for, you know? All kinds of weird stories. And the thing is, like, weather events are very likely to get worse and worse. And this is a weather event because of the winds in many ways. We're going to see more fires. We're going to see more unpredictable weather. We're going to see that. And people are not prepared. And so LA is like this test ground where we think we have a lot of smart, creative people, and we do. But even the smart, creative people are like going to do things, you know, are going to just make some fantasy out of it in their head instead of trying to actually fix the problem for the future. So I feel like this is, LA will rebuild and it will be fine, but culturally, I think it's the beginning of some real problems. Not that there haven't already been real problems, but I think it gets worse. I really do. Oh, Everett, thank you for your kind words. Revival of Venus, good to see you. I just did you. So scroll back. LA, I think they will absolutely get back on their feet. I think they absolutely will, exactly as you say. Joanne says, I'm hoping LA will show the world community and get back on their feet, and they absolutely will. Without question, they will. But that cultural undercurrent of mistrust and lies and conspiracy theories is just going to get fed, and that's going to be a problem. Okay. Who is next? It is Mixuir, I believe. Mixuir, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member, Michelle. We appreciate you. What do I need to know about this A group I've recently been connected with? Will it lead to new besties, or will it just be meh? Oh, I think there's something fun here. I think there's something fun and something trustworthy. It may not be like besties, but I think there's something positive here. All right. Okay, Aisha Sharif, good to see you. Okay, Zaid, what are his feelings about you, about your first meeting this month? Very nervous and concerned. I think wants it to go well, hopes it will go well, isn't sure. So nervous. Joyce Ocean, I haven't done you yet. Good to see you. TJ and GA, it's good to see you. What is the best use of my attention and focus in the upcoming week? Self-care and personal healing. And you want to take care of other people, but really you got to take care of you. Joanne Ellis. May I ask the cards what I need to know? Been seeing 11/125 at 11 a.m., 11 p.m. Been seeing an eye through my third eye lately. Baby Cakes, I didn't see your question come in. Maybe try again. Okay. So, Joanne, I would say, like, you're definitely seeing something. I would say until you know more, just hold space for it. And, you know, whether it is a good thing, a bad thing that leads to a good thing that leads to a bad thing, I don't think we know. But it's definitely something. And so just hold space and wait is what you got to do. It happens that way sometimes. We get some information, but not all of the information. And so that being the case, we sort of feel like, well, if you're going to give me some information, give me all the information, and we get freaked out. We just have to hold space sometimes for the information we get and know that more will be revealed in the right time. All right, Country Love Homestead, good to see you. I just learned that my bank account was hacked and basically drained. I am so sorry. I informed the bank and did everything I was advised to do. The bank manager says he has faith that the money will be returned, but there's no concrete answers yet. I'm asking for everything in writing on letterhead to keep up with my documentation. He just started writing it. Then his manager said he could not put it in writing. So he said that because the scammers sent themselves money versus using my card, the bank is not liable. It's crazy. Because when I personally tried to send money out, they declined it and made me send a photo of myself holding my license. How is the scammer given free rein? When I called the bank, I was told that someone from another local bank had the same issue. I did a little digging and found out there was a CEO of my current bank, was also a bigwig at the other bank that got hit too. Coincidence? I think not. I think it's weird that he's affiliated with both banks and they are both being effective. So will I get success in getting my money back, and is there a good chance of possibly suing the bank successfully for allowing the hackers into my account? Okay. I feel like I mean, the CEO is probably not good at their job. Like, that probably is true. If I were you, I'd be calling the police and an attorney right away. And I will tell you a story from back before we had like the kind of electronic transfer of funds, like before smartphones, before all of this, before social media. I had an experience once where I went and I put a large cash deposit into the bank, and the bank lost it, and they did not credit my account, that money. And they called and they were just like, well, we lost it. And so IT John was thinking, and he said, okay, we'll call the police and we'll meet the police at the bank. And they were like, police? Police? I got my money back right away. So yeah, the police report is important. And I would speak with an attorney like as soon as possible, document everything. Now, if you do all of this, you'll get your money back. You will get your money back. Will you be able to also hold the bank accountable? Possibly, yes. So you may get your money back. Plus, don't spend it till you have it, but it's very possible because they may have violated some laws or policies. All right. And I'm so sorry that happened. That is really, really upsetting. Okay. Donna Matrix, good to see you. How does Leo feel about you? Doesn't want to talk to you. As far as I can see, does not want to talk to you. So I don't know if that's what you were thinking Leo was feeling. And maybe capricious may come around from time to time, but ultimately, like, I would leave that alone. Okay, Country Love Homestead, definitely keep us posted. Oxy, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Okay, Aria Wilson, good to see you. Should I pursue getting my CNA or dentistry at this time? So CNA, you can do in like 2 weeks. I mean, there is that. I feel like first one, then the other. Because CNA is quick and you'll make good money, and then dentistry will take longer, but would also be great for you and even better money. So maybe first one, then the other. Okay. Sorry, Donna. There it is. Okay. Okay, Joyous Ocean, I see your question. Here we go. You're up next. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. I'm focusing on my business, but enjoying a casual long-distance relationship with S. I feel like he is someone important in my spiritual life. What do the cards say about our connection? I mean, I think there's, like, I don't think there's anything bad here, and I think there is a nice exchange of energy. But I'm not sure that there is, like, I think it's a nice conversation, but I don't know that it's going to be more than that. We'll see. We'll see. Keep us posted. A penny for your thoughts. Should S go with me to the vets? Ask S. Totally let that be up to S. Okay. Nor, you're up next. How does Faisal view me as a person? Sorry, Joyous Ocean, but that's appropriate. Nor. I think the question is, does this person view you as a person? I think that's the greater question. I'm not sure this person does view you as a person. Okay, I see your question now, baby cakes. I'll be getting there shortly. Vaishali, good to see you. Guidance for you and your situation regarding college life exams and upcoming days. So, I mean, college life has been really hard for you, but you can do the academic. Like, the academic stuff is a lot easier than the social stuff. So if you focus on the academic stuff, you'll do okay. But if you stay too focused on the social stuff, you won't. So there it is. Okay. Okay, baby cakes, I'm coming to you right now. I found a temporary position and we were mutually happy, but the employer decided to offer less money than they promised at first. Does the job market getting worse and the hourly, okay. And the hourly rates will go lower now, or are there a few separate cases and I should stick to my guns and keep looking for the higher rates? Right. So accept lower rates or look for the higher rates. Okay, this is not a strategy as far as the economy, because the economy right now is all perception. So every person has their own perception of the economy. So this is not a strategy based on economy. This is a strategy based on what you can handle. And what is the lesser evil? Is it lesser evil for you to work at less money, or will it drive you nuts and you'll be resentful and you don't want to do it and you don't have to do it? So basically, you make it your personal decision, not a strategic one. Oh, interesting. Smile Soul 20. Speaking of card readers at the grocery store, I was at a local grocery store and they appear to have new payment swipe card reader machines, possibly to prevent others from skimming others' debit cards. That makes sense. And thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. Do you have a question? I didn't see a question from you. At least I haven't seen it yet. And in fact, okay, Dorella, in fact, we're coming to the end. So we're getting to be last call. So anyone, Smile Soul 20 or anyone, yes, Aisha, I did do yours, yes. If you have a question, please get it in. Dorella, will Tony L be reaching out to me in January? I wouldn't necessarily count on it. I mean, I don't see anything preventing him from doing it. Maybe. Maybe. So, a penny for your thoughts. I think the question is really clear. Where would you prefer to say goodbye? It's a clear question. Where would you prefer to say goodbye? Yeah, and that's it, baby cakes. You have to figure out what you can tolerate. It's so personal. Okay. And Oaksy, new romantic partner this January or February. It's quite possible. It's quite possible. It may not be lasting, but it's quite possible. And here we go. Martha. Should I consider, Martha, thanks for being a member for more than a year. Thanks for using members only emojis. Should I consider going to halftime in order to keep my job? Our church is really struggling financially. Actually, that might serve you. You might find a way to make that work. You might find a way to make that work. It's not a bad idea. Oh, Smile Soul 20, here we go. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. I've been talking to a woman on the web. Is she out for a good time? Can I keep it moving? Like, what do we see here? The person you're speaking with on the web. Give me a minute. I don't know. I'm not sure about compatibility. I feel like you can continue getting to know this person and seeing, but I wouldn't, like, I'd keep looking for other people to talk to too, because I'm not sure this is going to manifest into anything. I'm sorry. All right. My friends, from my perspective, I've gotten to everybody. If I accidentally skipped you, please let me know. All right, I am available for readings and will be available right up to StaarCon and right after StaarCon, and so schedule your readings, please. Also, get your StaarCon ticket. You can join us in person or online. It is just 2 weeks away. My friends, I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here. Take really good care, and I will look forward to seeing you soon.